Hello, everybody, and welcome to the top 5 new comics for February 26th of 2025. I'm, as always, Chris. I got a co-host here today. Welcome to the show, Greedo. Say hello. He's a cat. He doesn't really like people. But let's get into some great comics, starting with Captain America and Volstagg #1. This is written by J. Michael Straczynski with art by Bernard Chang. I think I said last time with the Doctor Doom Rocket Raccoon #1 one shot that I'm not the biggest J. Michael Straczynski guy. Just never clicked really with his stuff over the years, but a guy that I know has a lot of fans and people really respect throughout the industry. But with that last issue, I really enjoyed the one shot, the team up, the story that was told there. And it made me believe in these one shots that he's doing with these strange team ups that he's doing for, I believe, like 5 issues here. Some of them very less strange than others. But this one in particular, Captain America and Volstagg, a unique team up, 2 warriors, if you will, from different worlds, from different realms coming together. And of course, it's got to be Volstagg trying to figure out how to stop war across the 9 realms. So who else does he go to other than Steve motherfucking Rogers? Obviously, a huge Captain America fan, so I check out any book he's in. But these one shots in particular, I was really intrigued by, and like I said, the first one was really great, so I'm looking forward to this one. And then some amazing Bernard Chang art, I'm sure, is going to be a blast to read. And after that, I've got Justice League Unlimited #4. This is written by Mark Waid with art by Dan Mora and colors by Tamra Bonvillain. I've just so thoroughly enjoyed what they're doing with the Justice League right now. Mark Waid has his finger on the pulse of DC once again. Just when you think the man has lost it, he gains it right back. And his shift over the DC universe a few years back, starting with the World's Finest book, has been amazing across the board. I mean, his Action Comics may have been just okay, but everything else they've done, Shazam, Justice League, Superman, Batman, it's been phenomenal. And how he's starting off this Justice League run has been great. I've really enjoyed the way they're bringing all the team together. They're building this massive story arc that's in this book, and you don't really need to read other books to understand what's going on. But there's also these supplementary books that are going along with it. These miniseries like The Question and like The Atom Project and a few others that are just adding to what's going on with this series. I love this Justice League book. It's been so great. That hiatus from them gave this hype, and I was a little worried that it wouldn't live up to that hype, but it definitely did. And then I've said it once, I said it a million times. Dan Mora is like my favorite artist right now. He's just out of this world good with what he does, and doing so many different issues throughout the year. I once again, I've said it before, but the man's got to be close to 18 issues a year. How he's doing it, I don't know. Where the cloning machine is that he has, where he cloned himself, I don't know. But keep it up, man. It's phenomenal. I love that his work is spread across the DC universe. He is the artist of DC right now, and I'm so glad he is because I love it. If you're not on Justice League, you gotta get on it. It's been so much fun. And after that, I have Radiant Black #31. This is written by Kyle Higgins and Joe Clark with art by Eduardo Ferigato, colors by Rob Fernandes, and letters by Becca Carey. So Radiant Black's been on a bit of a hiatus, and they had that whole Catalyst War event at the end of last year. That was it was okay, but really put a damper in the book for me personally. And I had said as the book was coming out originally for the first 2 years that Radiant Black was really filling an invincible sized hole in my heart. And with the lead up and then the event of the Catalyst War, I felt like it just was missing something. And doing 2 books was a little much. There was just a lot going on that I felt the book was a little high in itself. Now, it's been on hiatus for 3 or 4 months now as they were getting everything together, realizing the fan vote that ended the Catalyst War and all these things. And it's back with a new story arc called Rebuild. And I'm letting myself be excited for it again because we're going back to what Radiant Black was. The single book, superhero book that, while dealing with the aftermath of what happened during the Catalyst War, I'm sure we're going to get back to some of the fun antics of Radiant Black that we were getting before. So I have, as a whole, enjoyed the Radiant Black universe. I've been picking up pretty much everything they're doing in that universe and just taking it all in. It's a solid, independent superhero universe, which is so rare in our industry. And I'm just ready to see, you know, what they have in store moving forward. And if you're new to Radiant Black, I mean, go buy the trades and check it out. I think especially the first 2.5 years of books are some of the best independent superhero books around. But there's also a free issue you could get, I'm sure digitally, but also your local comic shop. That's just a quick 20-ish pages, kind of recapping where we are in the universe and how we got to this moment, and sets up what's going to happen in Rebuild. I checked it out real quick just to see what was going on in it, and it does a decent job of hitting all the high notes of what you need to know if you just want to jump in here and see. So hopefully we can get Radiant Black back to the premiere book it was, and I'm excited to see where they go from here. And after that, I've got Godzilla vs. America, Chicago, number 1. This is written by Mike Costa and Ezra Clayton Daniels, with writing and art by Tim Seeley, art by Ryan Brown, and Carol Cash. So a lot of creators on this book, a lot of things going on here. I've kind of been dubbing this new thing from IDW the Year of Godzilla. They're doing a ton of Godzilla stuff. We talked about Godzilla Heist last week. They're doing the Godzilla Shared Universe. And then this Godzilla vs. America series that I'm really excited about, where they're just going to have an issue where they tell some anthology-style stories about Godzilla in that city, and, you know, what happens when Godzilla hits Chicago, what happens when Godzilla hits LA, and so on and so forth. So I'm excited to jump into this, see what it's all about, see what they got going on, and just to be excited about Godzilla again. It's been so long since a Godzilla comic really got me stoked. There's been some I've enjoyed over the years, but this is the first time in a while where I look at the Godzilla comics lineup and I'm just like, God damn, it's a lot of great books. At least a lot of great looking books, and I can't wait to see what they got. So hats off to IDW for being great shepherds to this property, and I really hope that this book turns out something really cool, unique, and fun. And then we're going to end with Popkill, number 1. This is written by Dave Johnson and Jimmy Palmiotti, with art by Juan Santa Cruz, colors by Brian Reber, and letters by Sean Conant. So this is a bit of a cheat for me. Popkill is being released to the mass market by Mad Cave Studios. I actually backed this book when it was coming out on Kickstarter, so I've already read it. But I want it to be in my top 5 because I think it's a really cool, fun, unique book. It's kind of a spy thriller, but a corporate spy thriller. And what happens when the Cola Wars get a little bit too serious. And there's some fun to be had here. There's some great action. The art's phenomenal. And just the design throughout the book is great too. It's a really fun, cool, unique book that I can honestly say, if you've never read it, I don't think there's anything else like it on the market. And that's one of those things I've said in the past about comics. I love the uniqueness of the stories we can tell in this medium. And this is right up there with some of the most unique storytelling I've seen. It's a great series. People should definitely check it out. And I just think Mad Cave has another great book on their hands. And I love that I've seen this with a bunch of companies. We talked about it on my podcast. That's the Fortress Comic News podcast every Wednesday in your podcast feed, about Moonshine Bigfoot coming to Image. And then we talked a little bit about this coming to Mad Cave a while back. It seems like the big companies are taking shots on some Kickstarter books to see, is there a market for them outside of their Kickstarter release? And while companies like Scout Comics had done that for years, to see some bigger companies do that, mind you, with some established creators inside the industry, but still gives me hope that some of these Kickstarter books moving forward have a future at some of these companies. And to see kind of what's going on in the industry right now with the shutter of some very small publishers, what's going on with Diamond distribution, and so on and so forth. It's something we very much need moving forward. So definitely check out this book. You will not be disappointed, I promise. It's a great, great series. So everybody, that is it for me today. If you want to support me, the best ways to do it are to check out that podcast, Fortress Comic News, on podcatchers everywhere, and to go to my Substack at chriscomicscorner.substack.com, where every week we're doing a crowdfunding spotlight, speaking of Kickstarters, talking about a book that's on Kickstarter or Zoop or whatever platform I choose that week, and why you should check it out. And then also the retro reread series, where right now we're reading through Batman Hush in preparation for Batman Hush 2. And then you can also support this channel and this video by commenting down below what books you're most looking forward to, liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and checking out everything we have here at the Fortress Comics YouTube channel. Thank you all so much for watching this week, and I'll see y'all here next week. Was that good, Greedo? Did I do good?